All right, welcome to our weekly yearly cycle updates. So, we're talking about what's going on God's calendar during this time of the year. And we just passed through Passover. We're into the 7 days of unleavened bread. We got the Feast of First Fruits happened recently, which is all just a reminder. We've been released from darkness, we've been transferred into the light. God has cleaned out the old, He's brought us into the new. He put this treasure on the inside of us. He made us righteous with Him, made us in right standing with Him through the body, through the sacrifice of Jesus. And He planted this treasure on the inside of us. And now we're in this 7 week period of time that leads up to the day of Pentecost. Think of Pentecost, think of 50. It's a 50-day period, 7 weeks to the day of Pentecost. And think about when Jesus rose from the dead, Peter and John ran to the tomb. I like to think of this time like a 7 week sprint. It's a time of great acceleration. It's a time of hopefully rapid progress. I want you to think about 7 weeks as kind of a deadline. What do you want to get accomplished in those 7 weeks? What's the target? What's the goal? What's God accelerating you into during this time of the year? Think of this time of year as also just a great time of refreshing. It's also a time to remember to never forget your first love. Remember that excitement that you have in your relationships when they just begin, relationships with God, relationships with your loved ones, to rekindle that excitement into your relationships again. And so we're going to take communion over this today, just asking God to help us to walk out this or run out this 7 week period to Pentecost the way that He desires us to. But Heavenly Father, we're just so grateful. Grateful for these reminders that you've given us, grateful for all that Jesus has done. And we're asking for your help. Help us to navigate this period of time, these 7 weeks, the way that you desire us to, by your grace, by your power, by your strength. And we thank you the night Jesus was betrayed. He took the bread and He said, "This is my body, broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me." And I just thank you that we get to have this just time to remember that we've been made one with you through the sacrifice of Jesus. Let's go and take our bread. Then after supper, Jesus took the cup. He said, "This is the cup of the new covenant in my blood, poured out for the forgiveness of sins for many." I just thank you that we get to have this covenant relationship with you, Father. Let's go and take our juice. All right, so I would encourage you to take some time, set a deadline for yourself. Where do you want to be at the end of the next 7 weeks? Think of it as a deadline you set for yourself. But keep remembering God is with you. He loves you and nothing is impossible for Him.